What is up, you guys? Krush, real people, real problems, real reactions. Let's go.
Run a family-owned pizzeria.
Oh,
Run a family-owned pizzeria. My husband and I have been in the service industry for decades, and over the past few years, we've noticed a huge increase in rude customers, rude children, and a crazy level of entitlement.
yeah, get used to it, dude. That's literally the problem is this exponential rate of people parenting their kids very gently, and then those kids never really growing up, and it's just gonna go up and up and up and up and up until literally nothing gets done, and everything's a pain in the ass. So yeah, get used to that.
One of the rules we have in our restaurant is that nobody is allowed to talk on speakerphone, play music out loud, or have anything playing on speaker from a personal device.
Yeah.
This is such a simple request and something that has always been the standard. This was not even an issue or something that needed to be said before the pandemic. But now it seems parents feel attacked if their children cannot watch Bluey on volume. We have signs up asking people not to do this, and we actually do enforce this rule, politely but firmly.
Yeah.
A few weeks ago, a woman was sitting with her 9-year-old son who was watching cartoons on his tablet at full volume while also scrolling TikTok on a phone. I nicely explained to the woman that we do not allow this, as it is disruptive to other customers, and asked her to please.
Oh my God. And imagine like paying for that meal, you're sitting right next to this table and they're just that noise. Oh my God, that would suck so freaking bad. I'd be like, dude, I can't wait to get out of here. Can you just play, don't even play it, just, we're gonna take it to go.
Off the volume. The woman rudely replied that her son has both ADHD and autism, so he needs to do this in order to sit down without making a fuss. I asked if she could please use headphones, and she snapped that her son does not like to use them. I told her that this is not acceptable and to please either use headphones or set his devices to silent. About 10 minutes later, I was in the kitchen and heard loud banging noises coming from the dining room. I came out to find the child furiously banging his fists on the table while the mom just sat there ignoring it. It was almost as if he was waiting for her to say something, but she did nothing. I asked her to please stop him, and she replied that he is on the spectrum, and this is just his normal behavior if he doesn't have a device to calm him down.
Oh man.
The boy then stood up and started running around my restaurant, punching and kicking the other tables and chairs and knocking things over. Another customer yelled at the mom to control your kid or I will.
Facts.
She launched into what sounded like a pre-rehearsed monologue about how autistic children deserve to occupy the same spaces as everyone else.
Well, yeah,
I agree with this, but everyone still needs to behave appropriately. I told the woman that if she could not get her son's behavior under control, that she needs to leave.
Yeah.
She was furious and started yelling about how it is illegal to discriminate against people who are on the spectrum, and that she would report me. My husband came out, put her food into a Togo box, and just said to her, "Get out right now." She looked genuinely shocked and said that kids should not be expected to just sit quietly and that the world needs to be more accepting of those who are different. I love kids. My husband and I raised 5 of them, even one with special needs. But autism or not...
Okay, I just want to pause here while I got this thought fresh in my head. So, essentially, what you're dealing with is a person that has a disability that is challenging in any way. That's going to be challenging, and it's challenging not just for people around you, but for in this case, people around you, but for the parent for sure. She's obviously reached her absolute limits, and with the problems that she's facing, she just wants to probably live a normal life. Unfortunately, though, with all, I mean, this disability aside, imagine it's someone that's in a wheelchair. You know, a hard thing with people that are in a wheelchair is finding, if they go on vacation, finding a place to stay that is accommodating to them. And yeah, there's the American with Disability Act and all that stuff, and yeah, companies have to have this, but it really just barely makes it accessible for them. And a lot of the times it's the worst option at a hotel or something like that, that's the only option for you if you have a wheelchair. So life is harder, and there are many sacrifices that come with having a disability, and it is majorly unfortunate. And this is one of those things. So the people at the restaurant are not wrong. They're in the business of serving food and making money and dealing with the general population. Unfortunately, this mom is trying to adhere to the general population, but given the fact that this their kid is on the spectrum and freaks the fuck out at restaurants and stuff like that, you can't go to restaurants. I'm sorry. You can get stuff to go. You can go sit at the park. You can do all different kinds of things, but you're going to need to be more creative, because that's just not going to work. Maybe until they get a little bit older and they don't need to have an iPad sitting right in front of them. Maybe once their development has reached a point where they can actually do those things, now you can do that. But you're going to have to get creative until then, because you cannot expect every single restaurant everywhere to just put up with insanity in their dining room. It's not going to happen, unfortunately.
Nothing gives you the right to behave this way in any setting. If your child's issues are so severe that simply sitting in a restaurant without a device makes them freak out and throw a tantrum,
Exactly.
then maybe reconsider taking them there in the first place.
Exactly.
I'm tired of rude kids and lazy parents who embolden them to behave this way, refusing to discipline them.
100% likely that this is just a shitty parent that has raised an absolutely downright shit kid. So, I mean, you can blame it on autism and ADHD, which a lot of people blame it on ADHD, but really it's just shit parenting. Let's be real. So, yeah, I mean, we don't know. So she's just running around, slapping that down. Husband said, all right, bet, get the fuck out. And he said, I'll deal with it if you do actually go to court. I mean, fuck it. So he did the right thing, made the problem go away, handled business. I mean, honestly.
This is not about ADHD, autism, or any other condition.
Exactly.
This is about entitlement, bad parenting, and bad behavior as a result. Am I the asshole?
No, I don't think you're an asshole. I think it was an incredibly hard position to be in, and the mom put you in that position unnecessarily. She should know the limitations of the lifestyle that they live and adhere to that. And it's unfortunate, but everyone with a disability has to do that. And it's called living the life of the cards that you're dealt. And it sucks. And yes, the world will do its best to adhere to you, but you cannot expect that out of everyone. You cannot do that. So yeah, I don't think you're an asshole.